Next, here's another one. Very simply, when you first pick up the phone, you're in person, and you're talking to somebody, very often one of the lines that will come up, you'll say, you're calling from somewhere. So let's say it's me, Jordan Belfort, calling from Sales Acuity, the company here in Australia. So one way of saying that would be, hi, Jordan Belfort calling from Sales Acuity in Australia. How are you today? That would be a very basic, neutral way. It's called a declarative statement. I'm making a declaration. Jordan Belfort calling from Sales Acuity in Australia. Boom, boom, boom. There's no tonal changes, right? Now watch how I take that statement and I turn it into a question. So I say, hi, it's Jordan Belfort, and I raise my voice up at the end, calling from Sales Acuity, and I raise my voice up in the end, in Australia. And now, what are you doing right now? If I say, watch, hi, it's Jordan Belfort, you're like, huh, who, what? People will start actually saying, wait a second, am I supposed to know who this person is? And what happens in that instant, when you phrase a regular statement as a question, it paralyzes the person's internal dialogue from working against you. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by that their internal dialogue. As you're persuading and influencing, as you're selling, right, you're speaking to your clients, and they're listening and narrating as you're speaking. They're judging you as you speak. So you're making your case, and you're saying something, and they're saying, oh, he's an idiot. This guy's a moron. Oh, my God. Right away, they're just saying, their mental dialogue is going a mile a minute. So as you're trying to influence them, they're narrating against you. So what we do in the beginning of a sale very quickly is, rather than giving the client the chance to sit there and boom, just tune out and start saying, I don't know this guy, who is this, what is this? Let's say you're cold calling, right? They don't know who you are. So if I say it's Jordan Belfort, they say, who the hell is that? Who's Jordan Belfort? I don't know. That's how fast their mind, it's like, I don't know. They're so fast, they can't even say it themselves, but their mind is judging and saying, I don't want to be on this call. This is a waste of my time. And you never get the chance to influence. So when you do this, I say, watch, it's Jordan Belfort. So you say, who, what, and immediately it freezes your internal dialogue. So we call that phrasing a declarative as a question. So how it sounds is this. Hi, it's Jordan Belfort calling from Sales Acuity in Australia. And they're like, what, who, what? And before, I'm like, how you going today? So they'll be like, okay. And they'll say to you, okay, because their mind is still trying to say, am I supposed to know this person? Am I out of the loop on something? Because every human being wants to have that feeling like they're in the loop. They don't want to be caught out of the loop. So by doing that in the beginning, and it might sound very simple here, but you literally can increase the percentage of people who will not hang up on you on a phone call by phrasing your opening statement as a question. So now what happens is you would say, Jordan Belfort calling from Sales Acuity, Australia, and they're like, huh, And they're like, okay, yeah, and now you have a chance to say your next sentence and influence. Now, let me say this. You're saying to me, okay, Jordan, I get that, and I guess that on some level makes sense, right? I phrase it as a question, yes, and they think they don't know who I am, so listen. Are they going to buy because of that? The answer is absolutely not. I'm not saying here that you can use any one specific tonality and make someone say, oh, wow, since you phrased it as a question, I'm going to sign on the dotted line. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you open them up for continued influence. And what happens is this. As you start using each of these tonalities in perfect congruence with your script, as you move down the straight line and you sound right and you keep them in the sale, you're building your case and building your case, you're keeping them in the game, and bam, then yes, at the end, it will cause them to buy. In other words, the tonalities keep them in the game, and they establish certain emotions, as you'll see in a moment here, that allow them to get into rapport with you, and ultimately, because they're in rapport, be influenced.